Cyprus is today the only country to host a militarized border in its capital city, Nicosia, with the Green Line which fractures the city and extends for about 180 kilometers. Every year, about 1,000 accidents appear to happen in this demilitarized zone. Even though there's not an actual wall to separate the two Cypriot nations, the line recalls the Berlin Wall, at least on a conceptual level. The Republic of Cyprus is an island country and the third largest and most populous island in the Mediterranean. It has de jure sovereignty over the entire island. However, Cyprus is de facto partitioned into two main parts. The area under the effective control of the Republic, located in the south and west and comprising about 59% of the island's area, and the north, are administered by the self-declared Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, covering about 36% of the island's area. Another nearly 4% of the island's area is covered by the UN demilitarized zone. Cyprus was part of the British Empire from 1878 to 1960, the year of its independence. Since then, the island has suffered a very strong ethnic division. Cyprus is home to one of the longest peacekeeping missions in the United Nations history. The island remained under Ottoman influence even after the British arrival in 1878. That's because of the Cyprus Convention, a secret agreement reached between Great Britain and the Ottoman Empire to prevent Ottoman possessions from falling under Russian control. The majority of the island, which was Christian and Greek-speaking, welcomed the arrival of the British as a chance to unify the island with the Kingdom of Greece. Eventually, when World War I began in 1914, the United Kingdom annexed Cyprus as a unilateral military occupation. Only in 1925 and until 1960 would Cyprus be ruled as a crown colony. After World War I, the two ethnic groups of the island started a riot against the British Empire, so the crown declared all Greek and Turkish symbols, such as flags, statues or heroes, forbidden. In the last part of the 50s, a guerrilla group, the National Organization of Cypriot Fighters, opposed British rule. As Cyprus led the World War, the United States and Britain expected that the contention could open the way to Soviet predominance in the Eastern Mediterranean. Archbishop Macarius, the long-time Greek Cypriot leader, agreed to autonomy as an alternative to union with Greece. The new nation's constitution, endorsed on the 16th of August 1960, provided for a Greek Cypriot president, a Turkish Cypriot vice president, and a civil service, 70% Greek Cypriot and 30% Turkish Cypriot. The crucial year was 1974. That mid-year, the head of Greece's military junta, which controlled the guerrilla group in Cyprus, expelled Archbishop Macarius, who went into exile in the Seychelles. Turkish authorities thought that a Cypriot association with Greece was unavoidable. In July, Turkey attacked to protect Turkish Cypriots. The junta in Greece fell, and during peace talks, Turkey sent in a second wave of troops in August, invading the north. Turkish settlers likewise descended on the north, where around 160,000 Greek Cypriots were uprooted. Throughout the years, support for political union with Greece has decreased. Since the late 70s, leaders on the two sides have agreed on a bizonal, bicommunal organization as the reason for reunification. However, they have various understandings of the term. The disagreements affect central points of interest, including the return of displaced Cypriots and the treatment of the property, repatriation of Turkish settlers, disarmament of the island, and the future role of Greece, Turkey, and Britain. For most Greek Cypriots, a new federation implies two firmly connected government units, neither characterized mainly in ethnic terms. For some Turkish Cypriots, maintaining control over an autonomous region is critical. Land is also a key issue. Turkish Cypriots control 36% of the island's area, and by most estimates, that proportion will decline to between 26% and 29% under any lasting peace deal. But the percentage is in dispute, as is where to draw the boundaries. The legal landscape has shifted. The European Court of Human Rights opened the way for claims from Greek Cypriots who lost property. By one reading, even ordinary tourists to the north might actually face fines for staying at hotels or eating in restaurants on Greek Cypriot land. That could have a potentially severe adverse economic effect in the north. With some believe that a de facto partition is a permanent situation, most people agree that a reunification would be the best outcome, though there are still substantial disagreements. Unity isn't always the solution to the problem of the coexistence of different peoples. The most important line to follow is to learn from the weaknesses of the past and avoid making the great mistake of discrimination again and again. An interesting question people should ask themselves in such cases could be, who wants us to keep divided and who wants us to unify? Every choice of this kind inevitably leads to positive and negative effects, but we should never lose our ability to get an idea independently and consciously.